Hey everyone, Rob here from Gunfather Milsim, and this is my A&K M24 Airsoft sniper rifle, and a great one. Has great accuracy and great range, but tactically speaking, it's a horrible choice. And today I'm going to explain to you why.
Counter-terrorists win.
So today we're going to be talking about Airsoft sniper rifles and why they are a poor choice, tactically speaking, for Airsoft compared to the other roles. Now understand, I enjoy playing the sniper role on my team. I play it all the time. But every time my team sees me pull out the sniper rifle from my case, they kind of roll their eyes and get a little frustrated because they know that it's just not nearly as effective as I am with an AEG or a DMR. And there's some very specific reasons for that. And it comes down to the effective range and the lack of rate of fire. So regardless of how accurate we think airsoft guns are, in the grand scheme of things, they're really not that accurate at all, especially compared to real firearms. And no airsoft gun is really more accurate than another because they all use the same hop-up system to be accurate. Meaning that a sniper rifle is not necessarily more accurate than an AEG if they both have good hop-up systems. One just has more power and therefore has more range, but it's not necessarily more accurate. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the differences in the minimum engagement distance, or the MED. For most places, a rifleman, the MED is 20 feet, obviously really close. DMR, it varies between 40 and 60 feet. It used to be 40, now a lot of fields are using 60, probably because of insurance reasons. We're just going to put down 60. Sniper rifles, it's either usually 80 or 100 feet. Most places now use 100, so that's where we're going to put it out at, 100 feet. Obviously, these are no-go zones for each of these platforms where they can't engage anybody. So now I want to talk about range. Now when I'm referencing range, I'm going to talk about effective range and maximum range. Effective range is the range at which you can hit like a pie plate size target 9 out of 10 times. Okay, we want that definite hit. Okay. Usually when players are bragging about how much range their gun has, they're not talking about their effective range, they're talking about their maximum range, which is not where you want to engage players because that's where it is least effective because of the way the hop-up system works, and the BB loses its stability at that maximum range, and therefore your accuracy goes way down to the point where you're probably better off not taking the shot and giving away your position. So first we're going to talk about the rifleman. Now the rifleman has an effective range of about 160 feet. Okay, and a maximum range of about 200 feet, maybe 210. I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me on that and say, no, my gun shoots farther than that because it's amazing. I recommend you get a laser rangefinder and really determine how far you're shooting. You're probably not shooting as far as you really think you are, regardless of what cool whiz-bang hop-up you have. Okay. Now the DMR, which most places can shoot at 1.88 joule or 450 FPS with .2s, has an effective range of about 225 feet, and they can push them out to 250. Okay, more or less that's your maximum range. Finally, the bolt action sniper, which we're talking about today, which can shoot up to 2.81 joule or 550 FPS with .2s, has an effective range of about 275 feet and a maximum range of 300. Now, are there bolt action snipers that can shoot farther than 300 feet? Yes, there are. In my experience, all of them are really inaccurate at that range, and it's pretty much just a Hail Mary at that point. So that's not really a consistent shot that we want to really depend on and discuss tactically, because it's not tactically smart to take that shot. Now, if we look at this chart, we see that the place where the bolt action sniper is king, as far as rifleman is concerned, is 200 feet and beyond. Okay, this is where it really shines. The problem is, from 275 and out, this maximum range here is where it loses all its accuracy. And where some of these other roles, because they have a higher rate of fire, and airsoft is essentially accuracy by volume, they can get away with engaging targets out here at their maximum range just because they're putting so many more BBs out there that eventually one of them is going to hit. It just doesn't take that long for one is going to sneak in. Okay. Whereas, unfortunately, the sniper, where you're shooting one shot every 3 seconds, every 4 seconds, if you're really working that bolt, the rate of fire is just so slow, and the chance of hitting is so low, it really isn't that effective at that long range. So the main problem with the sniper rifle is the range at which it has the most advantage is where it is least accurate, and it doesn't have the rate of fire to make up for that lack of accuracy that you're going to have with an AUG or a DMR. As targets get closer to the sniper, it becomes less effective. So let's say you're playing against a rifleman. Once that rifleman gets inside of 200 feet on that sniper, he's at a huge disadvantage because he can get hit even though it's at the maximum range of the rifle. He can still put rounds on him, and just once again, because of the higher rate of fire, he's going to win against the sniper, and the sniper's going to have to disengage. Sniper can't hang in here against anybody because they just don't have the rate of fire. It gets worse when they get within 100 feet because a rifleman still has 80 feet here before he hits his med, and the sniper is at his med and can't legally engage that target with the sniper rifle and has to switch to a handgun or disengage entirely. So from 200 feet in against a rifleman, the sniper is either at a huge disadvantage or can't even engage at all. Now let's compare that to the DMR, which of course doesn't have as much range as the bolt action sniper, but once they get within 200 feet where they can be engaged by the rifleman, because it's still got a rate of fire, a semi-auto rate of fire, the DMR can hang just fine at these ranges and still be effective all the way until it hits the med at 60 feet. And then it's only got 20 feet to 60 feet, just 40 feet in there where legally you can't engage. It's a much more small area where you got to worry about not being able to engage. And it's effective all the way out here. And at these ranges, at this 200 to 250 is where the DMR can really shine, because although it's less accurate out there because it's at its maximum range, it has the rate of fire to make up for that lack of accuracy that you're not going to have in the sniper. Also, it's kind of worth noting here that a support gun like an M249, most places that have rules for the support gun, the rules say it can shoot up to 450 FPS or 1.88 joule, which is the same as the DMR, but because it's got that really high rate of fire, 15 to 25 or 30 rounds per second, it can make up for this lack of accuracy at its maximum range, almost to the point where it's no longer relevant because there's just so many BBs going down range, inevitably one of them's going to hit. That's why of all these roles, the support gun is really king. It just happens to be very expensive and very heavy to get one of those running. So the caveat to this is, yes, there are HPA sniper kits, although they're a little expensive like the Mancraft, that can raise your rate of fire of your bolt action sniper rifle significantly, because it basically makes it so you only got to barely manipulate the bolt to continue firing. In my opinion, those kind of go against the spirit of the classes. Kind of gives you an unfair advantage. Fortunately, they're not that common. Not that many people use them. And even with that kit in there, I still don't think they're going to overcome a DMR or support gun that's being properly used. So having said all that, is the sniper a role you should play in Airsoft? Yes, just don't have any misconceptions about it. Understand the strengths and weaknesses, and the strengths are really, really narrow over here. However, that's just talking about, engaging targets. The real strength of any sniper role in an Airsoft game is observing and communicating with everybody else, which means you got to know how to use a radio, and you got to have guys on your team that have radios that know how to use them and know how to understand the communication going back and forth. Okay, it's that observation aspect of the role where it really shines. However, you can still do that role with a DMR. Just got to know how to use a radio. So if you're a new player and you're trying to decide, what do I want to do, what role do I want to play, and you think, God, I really like playing a sniper in whatever video game you play, and I'm going to do that in Airsoft because it's going to give me this huge advantage. Reality is, it really doesn't give you much advantage at all. In fact, most of the time it's going to be a disadvantage, and you're really going to struggle and get frustrated. I would suggest you stick with a rifleman and learn that way. So that's all I got on the different positions and why the sniper rifle is tactically inferior. Quick note on Gunfather Milsim patches. I am selling them now. You can buy them off my Facebook page. Just go to the Gunfather Milsim Facebook page and send me a message, and I'll get one sent out to you. They cost $8. I've sold quite a few already. In fact, I sold one to a player in the UK just 2 days ago. When you receive it, just send me a photo of you wearing it in your kit. I'll put it up on the Facebook page. I really do appreciate all the support. So thanks for supporting the channel, and thanks for watching.